What do you do as a single parent empty nester when all of a sudden it's not just the physical part of your adult children not living with you, but the emotional need is gone? Maybe you have a child at college. All of a sudden they don't want to come home on the holidays anymore. You're planning, you got the tree, you did all the traditions, but they want to go home with their new roommate. Or maybe you have a child that got married. You're not the go-to. You're not the one that they call every time. What should I do? What should I buy? Because they are bonding with their mate. And your role is smaller and smaller and smaller. And one day, you wonder, where do I fit in? What does this new normal look like? And where do I fit in this new nuclear family that has expanded? And maybe if your kids are married or in relationships, now there's another family involved. It may be a welcoming family. It may be a family that really doesn't want to intermingle. And the holidays come, and that's more time robbed. And you know you deserved all of them, and you don't want to share because you're desperately trying to hang on to the way it used to be. And you're a single parent empty nester. So that buddy you thought you'd have the rest of your life isn't there. This video is about where do I fit in the new normal of the empty nester of adult children. My name is Dawn. I'm the recovery lady. I'm a licensed behavioral health clinician. I'm currently doing this series on single parent empty nesting. I'm in that recovery mode myself. And you know what? Every time we share it, it loses power. Every time we speak it, whatever our angst, whatever our pain, every time we speak it, it loses power. When we hold it in here and we ruminate and it's going over and over, it's getting bigger and bigger, like one of those sponges you add the water to. And you're just desperately trying to hold on and you don't know where you fit in. Maybe you have a new son or daughter-in-law and you're not even sure how to act around them. You notice that the dynamic is different. Or maybe there's the new friend that's coming over all the time. And do you get them a present too? What is your role? When you do see them, just to try to feel connected with these adult kids, are you telling the old stories about when they were 2, 5, 10, 16, maybe even 20? And they're rolling their eyes like, Mom, and now it's embarrassing and they just don't want to be there. We start to grapple. When we feel stuck like that and floundering and we don't know where we fit in to the new normal of an expanded family, of being replaced and not needed like we were, and our adult kids try to make new traditions, we panic. We panic and it's like we're just drowning, trying to, underwater, trying to get just a gulp of air. Trying to just hold on to whatever might feel familiar and normal. Where do you fit in this new family? You don't. If you're trying to fit in the way you used to, if you're trying to assume the role you had, a supporter, nurturer, advice giver, fixer. Look, if you have a married kid, maybe your kid's calling you anyway, but look, your new in-law child probably isn't calling their own parent for advice, so they sure don't want you interfering in the marriage. Are you saying to your child, wow, why does Susie do that? Are you telling your son's wife that? Gee, you were never like that before her. Way to tear down a relationship. And I don't mean their marriage, although that's not good. I mean your relationship with them. Again, that kind of behavior is when we, as single adult parents, or quite frankly, any parent, most of this applies to married couples as well. It's just different, or partners, because we don't have another person to run things by. But here's the thing. When we're giving our perspectives and advice about our adult child's partner, what's happening is we are creating the divide bigger because they didn't ask our opinion, yes, but because we are trying to think about this. It's complicated, but when we do that and we criticize how our adult kids have grown, or maybe a behavior that's changed because of a partner they're with, that's us. It's not about them changing. It's about us trying to take them back into the younger position where we had a power and authority and input. And if you're saying, and you see this in movies and stuff, but I know Johnny's not like that. That's not him. That's her. That's not her. Johnny grew up, or him, or whoever the partner is. That's you wanting to put that adult child back in the role of minor, back in the role for you to feel comfortable. Trying to hold on to that is about you creating your comfort, and you're not opening your hands and letting them go. Well, that's hard. So where do we fit in? We fit in, and I said this in one of my very first videos, best advice, you've probably heard me say it before if you've been with me for any time. When we're empty nester parents, especially single ones, can't blame somebody else. You gotta take all the responsibility. Welcome mat out, mouth zipped. Welcome mat out, mouth zipped. Maybe your kid came home tatted up, and because the friends are influencing them, you think. Maybe your kid just wanted a tattoo and you didn't let them have it. So as soon as they got out of the house, they're out doing the things they weren't allowed to do. You criticize that. What you're saying is, I am not okay with who you are now. I am not okay with your significant other, and I am not okay with who you're turning into, because it's not exactly the way I had you when you were under my roof. And then our adult children start to feel disrespected, devalued, and we're hashing away at their low self-esteem. Somebody asked me the other day, well, my daughter is gaining a lot of weight, and, she's an athlete, and she's, if I don't tell her, she's not going to know. Trust me, anybody who struggles with weight, hello, we know. We know. You don't like our clothes, you don't like, we don't like their clothes, you don't say anything. Again, you are devaluing the adult you raised them to be. And they're not going to do everything you taught them, because they are supposed to go out and get other influences and discover themselves in ways outside of you. Your rule of fitting in is to be there when they're needed, to have the holidays, have the family dinners, and to share the growth in your life, not the despair. Get a therapist, get a counselor, get a psychiatrist, get on meds, go to support groups, do whatever you need to do. Get some friends, get a hobby, go to a church, your synagogue, your temple. I've said this before, and join something where there's just people around you. You'll meet a friend, and then have that person you can share things with. Your best friend of decades, like I have, she could be completely tuned out, but I can tell her all the things, and she just listens. Never tries to fix me. I get it out. Happened the other day when I was driving to work. I just said all the things, ugly things, yucky things, all the things. She had been out of town. And I was like, oh, I'm healed, because I confessed it. I got it out, and I didn't burden my kids with it. They aren't meant to be my sounding board, my emotional support, my go-to. Because I love them, and I want to have them in my lives, and I want to have a relationship with them. That's where you fit in. You fit in as the strong parent who's there if they need you, and where you need to fit in. And if you're struggling with this, it's because you're trying to go back and change things to the way they were so you'll be okay. and you're the one stuck. It's not their tattoo or their purple hair or their significant other. It's you just not accepting it. They're adults and they get their own choice and they get to do it how they want. Your new normal, where you fit in, is rebuilding your life. People, I'm not going to do this personally, love pickleball. Join a bowling league. I used to do these interviews at the church. It was a volunteer job I had. I did it for a season where, they get ideas for new ministries. People come and say, hey, I'm good at this, I'm good at that. I remember one lady, and it's like, okay, where can we plug you in to serve? This one lady loved to crochet. I'll never forget it. The church started a crocheting ministry. She built a network of other ladies, and they would meet once a month, crochet, donate it to people in the hospital, people who were homebound. Whatever you do, whatever your passion is, it's not outdated, it's not antiquated. There's a place for you. It's a matter of you growing and plugging in to what you're supposed to be doing now. And when your adult kids see you tapping into your passion and making usefulness out of it, they're going to want to be around you more because you're healthy, you're exciting, and you're showing them that they can change. That's where you fit in the new normal. You fit in by developing your own life, your own goals, your own needs, and not criticizing your adult kids and trying to hang on to those expired family dynamics. I'm Dawn, the Recovery Lady, trying to get up to 200 subscribers. Please subscribe. Please leave me a comment, a word of encouragement, something you'd like me to talk about. I won't be in this series forever. It's a little season I'm in. So like, subscribe, share. Thank you for joining me today. Love you guys. This is hard stuff, but we got it. We got each other. God's got us, and we're good. Bye. Love you guys.